Hello and welcome to the first episode of a new series on this channel called The Lads Can Read. In this first episode, we're going to be talking about My Hero Academia, or Boku no Hero Academia if you're a loser. Um and we're just going to, since it's our first episode, we're going to kind of give our general thoughts about the series and stuff to start out with. Then we're going to go into this week's chapter, chapter 292, or I guess last week's chapter. But anyways, I am Lucas.
And I'm Connor, the fellow weeb.
Yes, of course. We would have Morris, but Morris just hasn't learned how to read yet. We've been trying to teach him, but he just
And
he just hasn't figured it out.
we thought like manga would be a great first step because it's pretty much still just pictures, right? It's like comic books, but you just can't get it. It's tough.
Yeah. We'll see. Maybe he'll be there someday, but definitely not yet.
Don't keep your hopes up. We just got him a packet of those what are they called? You know what I'm blanking on the name right now, but those little books that are like 5 pages long and they just basically help you with learning how to read.
Oh yeah. We got him those sheets, like the really big lines to write things on with the dashed marks in the middle to help you space out your letters right. But
He's
he
struggling.
still just keeps drawing penises. Like he he
He
won't
spells it.
he won't draw the letters.
He spells his name squiggles. I can't even make out the rest of it. Okay.
It's sometimes there's just feces on the page when we try and look at it.
It's
It's a
quite great.
disaster. But anyways, onto the topic at hand. So yeah, today we're talking about My Hero. In the past few years has quickly become probably the most popular shonen that, like,
Oh,
is currently being
100%.
published.
Shonen
I mean,
Jump absolutely kills it with their stuff.
yeah. I mean, yeah, in America at least, because in Japan, I think it might technically be Demon Slayer now. I don't know. Demon Slayer's
I
in a
thought
weird spot.
Demon Slayer was done.
It's
No, I
super
know.
weird. So Demon Slayer is like the best selling manga of the year, like by far, but it also just ended. So I think there might have been some like medical issues with the author or something. I don't know.
Well, I know Haiku also another great one, which I would love for you boys to get into someday. Um, that one absolutely kills over in Japan. It's got like I wouldn't call it a cult following in the United States, but because it's popular enough. But it's huge in Japan.
Yeah,
That's another
yeah,
shonen, like a Shonen Jump giant. That one just ended at the start of quarantine, and I'm still just so
yeah.
sad.
And obviously, One Piece is like the biggest anime ever. But as always, it isn't the hugest in America. But I think in America, at least, My Hero like is easily the most popular.
Oh, 100%. Like, and America definitely goes with its trends in animes. Like, I think Dragon Ball definitely killed like the beginning of the Americans getting introduced to anime era, right? And then
Yeah, well, and
Naruto killed for like 15 years. I
which
think My
hopefully
Hero.
we'll do a future episode on Naruto because Connor is a lifelong Narutard, and I am just reading it now for the first time. So look forward to that.
When you get to Shippuden and you like get the young Kakashi backstory, goodness
Oh,
gracious! There's a
that,
reason
that
young Kakashi is the background. My phone's wallpaper.
I'm excited.
Anyway, to the
I'm
topic at hand,
excited.
My Hero. Let's open this up.
So
Do you want to talk about like our thoughts on it, or like our background knowledge, or what do you want to talk?
yeah, I think that's a good place to start. I think yeah, I read a little My Hero before it was an anime even because I heard a lot of people saying online like this is the next big thing, and I wasn't sure because like this was when I first read that, and I might be wrong on this, but I think when the first chapters of My Hero came out, it was either very soon before or very soon after Naruto had ended. So like there was starting to be like a power vacuum, and like within the next year Bleach would end. So like the like pillars of shonen jump and like just shonen anime in general were crumbling, and so people were looking for like the next big thing. And I read the
Ma-
first few chapters and I was like I could see this going places, but I don't I think I read to, like, him getting into school, but that was about it, and then I didn't even really watch the 1st season of the anime. I didn't really get caught up until the 2nd season, which, let's be real, is kind of when the show gets good, but and I've been on and off with it since then, and then just the last day or 2, I caught up on the manga.
No, I think My Hero is one of those animes that, like, that I knew existed, but I just never got around to, like, watching it because, like, it became one of those, like, those cult classic like, it immediately was starting huge, got as popular, and, I was in that weird phase of, like, like the my, like, anime watching trend where I'm like, "Ah, I'm not gonna watch some super mainstream stuff." And so, like, our freshman year of college, right? I think it was you sat me down, you and another friend of the podcast, McCabe, sat us down and we watched like the first 2 or 3 episodes of My Hero together. I'm like, "Oh, yeah, no, you know what? I like it. Whatever. It's cool." And then last year, like, pre-COVID 2019, um, I sat down over a course of like a week and a half and I binged all of season 1, all of season 2, all of season 3. Did I watch season 4 too? Are they No, okay, no. So season 4 came out over quarantine. So like I was hooked,
Wait, no,
for
is season 4 out yet? I thought season 4 was the next one.
no, season 5 is the next one.
Oh, I thought season 3 was Overhaul.
Let's look it up.
Oh, no, you're right, because there's, like, the joint training arc, or not that, the other training arc.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Um,
Yeah. It's the one where at the end of very end of like the season Mirio and Overhaul are introduced. Or
yeah.
no. No,
Wait,
season 3. Yeah, season 4 is Overhaul. It ended in April. Damn. Yeah. No, so then like we got really into watching season 4 as it was coming out. Like we were watching it per like, each episode dropped. And then, it got really delayed because of, you know, just because that's how animes typically run. They're simuldub for the first couple episodes. They try their best and they just, fall behind because, it's not easy to do those kind of things, so it's understandable. But then, a little thing called COVID struck, like right in the middle of the season, right? I think like the overhaul fight ended because we watched that together on campus, right? Before COVID.
we did, yeah.
And then like, everything. And then, you know, next one thing led to another and the end of season 4 didn't come out until 2.5 months after it ended in Japan. So during that time, I was reading ahead of the manga, and then like I read to the gentle Deku fight. Like I read from pretty much the overhaul fight there, and then after that, or maybe I read all the way to the class 1A, class 1B joint like fight. You know what I mean?
That
And
was a kinda sucky arc, not gonna lie.
yeah, and then I watched the rest of the dub, and then I sat down over a couple weeks ago, and I read. It was like a dead Friday, towards the end of the semester, and I read all the manga. Like I read not all the manga. I read like the last 100 and something chapters from the the overhaul fight to where we're at now, and I've dug it. It's sick. Some of the last few arcs, I don't know, they seem better than anything that's kind of been in the like outside of like the overhaul and like the sports tournament. Those like I think the last couple like things in that and arc have like the last few arcs have been insane.
Yeah, yeah, it's been really good. I think I might even say that, like, the like, My Villain Academia arc, like, the whole no main characters, just
Shigaraki
the
and the League of Villains.
Shigaraki and the gang, well, I think that might be the best arc of the series.
No, I agree. It like because it shows like depth to like to the League of Villains, you know what I mean? Like, obviously, we've gotten, like, twice his backstory earlier on in the series, right? And
But, like, it
obviously
was definitely more in depth there, like
yeah, and but, like, we see that, and but, like, it goes in like, okay, Mr. Compress is still a wild card, right? But, like, it shows Toga's backstory a little bit, it goes into Shigaraki's backstory, like, it really just it, like, builds upon these characters that so far have just been, stabby, stabby, I like Deku's blood, and I got weird hands on my face, you know what I mean? Like, that they were up
yeah.
to that point, and was it Spinner or Skinner? Even he has, like even they, like, give him some attention.
Yeah, yeah, how did you small tangent on that one, how did you feel about, like, the reveal that there's just, like, racists in the My Hero world against people whose quirk, like, make them mutants?
Does that surprise I was like, "Damn," but, like, at the like, and then I thought about it a little bit after, like, does it really surprise you?
I mean, let's be real, if someone in our class, like, if someone we knew just had, like, a pencil for a head or something, like, they'd of course get bullied, that's just how humans work.
Made out of cement? Yeah, no.
No, no, for real. Okay, but that yeah, thinking about that arc, and I've been thinking about this, like, since I got caught up on the manga, because I had a very, very similar feeling when Twice died, or, like, the whole Twice Hawks fight that was a few chapters ago,
Oh, this would
as
be a
I
good time to label down a a little late now, but this is a good time to drop a spoiler warning moving
I
forward.
I mean, yeah, yeah, oh, we can record a little spoiler thing and put it at the beginning, it's fine. But, but I think you could s you could say this is a good thing, I almost think it's a bad thing, but I think Horikoshi is better at writing villains than he is heroes,
No,
because, like,
100%.
multiple times it's been so like, it's great to have sympathetic villains, and I think he's definitely on some level, he's trying to say, like, "Hey, the villains of this world are not inherently evil, they're broken people, and
Right,
they."
they grew up in this society of, like, quirk-based and power hungry, and it kind of it screwed them up, like
Yeah, yeah, but, like, I almost think I or no, not even almost, I think it's to the degree that a lot of the I think the villains have more justification for their actions and are more, like, sympathetic than the heroes, because
well,
I
yeah.
remember that was the last time I dropped the manga before I did this big catch up, or no, I think I got back into it one time and read a little more, but the first time I really dropped the manga was after the Gentle fight,
Really?
and Gentle or Deku beating Gentle and, like, arresting him after they just established Gentle as this, like, super, super, like, likable, relatable character, and I was just like, I don't really wanna, like, root for Deku after he just beat up this sad middle-aged man and sent him to prison, like
Well, going off what you said, like, even if, like, you look at, like, the motivate I'll refer to them as the big 3. It sounds stupid, but, like, the big 3 in Class 1A, if you look at their motivation, it's not that, like, they have, like Deku might have something, but, like, he just wants to like, him, Bakugo, and Todoroki Shoto are like, "I just wanna be the best hero." Like, not like, "I wanna save people, and I wanna be the best person I can be, and, like, I don't care if I'm not number 1." Like, I don't like it becomes more of, "I wanna be number 1," especially when you see Bakugo, like, he's just so driven. I don't know. It just no, I agree with you because it's like these characters we're supposed to root for are just so driven by that number 1 spot. Like, even, like I guess we can go into it, but, like, even, like but Endeavor is, like, the antithesis of, like, that power hungry mentality of being number 1.
oh gosh, Endeavor's great, like and it's I don't know. That's another problem I kind of have with the writing in that it, like characters are established as being, like, not necessarily evil, but being, like, really bad people, and then he kind of retcons them to be less bad. Because I was texting you about this yesterday, Connor, in that, like, Eraserhead, at first, like, when he was first introduced, they were like, "He's expelled, like, all of these students," and it's, like, made to make him sound like a really scary dude and add stakes to those early school chapters. And then, like 40 chapters ago or something, they were just like, Oh, what he meant was that he would do this thing where he would expel them and then immediately add them back to, like, make them feel like they could start over, and, like, that was so obviously decided
Retcon.
later. He's like, "Oh,
Yeah.
wait, I made this super likable, super nice, supportive teacher have apparently expelled a bunch of people. I better make sure people understand that."
He
But,
coulda just
like
easily kept it like, class 1A had, like, like, their potential and stuff had, like, started to change him, and, like, he wasn't the original hard ass, but no, that whole retcon was whack.
yeah, I mean, and that's not a big deal, but like, I don't know if you felt this, Connor, but I also kinda saw that happening with Endeavor, like, because I loved Endeavor's writing, and I still love like, Endeavor's a great character where he's like he just was, like, a terrible father who, like,
Arguably terrible person.
abused. Yeah, yeah, for sure. I mean, he abused his wife, he abused his kids. He basically was just doing eugenics to try and have the perfect quirk child, but then,
Basically, I
like
think it was eugenics.
well, but then you look back at the last chapter with Dobby, and he was like, "Oh, I had my first child, and he didn't have the quirk I wanted, but I was still happy and loved him anyways." Whereas up to that point, it was kind of implied that he just threw away and ignored each of his kids that wasn't the
Until he
right.
got to Todoroki. I don't
Yeah.
I agree, like, with that to a degree, but I also feel like with Endeavor's version of, like, this, like, weird retcon they're in, I almost feel like they aren't, like, immediately willing to give him that, like, "Oh, he's been a good person this whole time." Like, he's still a absolute pile, right?
Yeah, no, no,
So, like,
I'm much more okay with that one, especially because, like, it could easily be that, like, he's just such an emotionally closed off person that, like, his silence and, like, absence of, emotion in those times just made people assume that he was
closed
that
off.
all his kids were disappointments and stuff, but
And I
I
thought it
don't
was
know.
real wholesome, him trying. Like, obviously, I understand, like, Shoto's brother, I don't know his name,
Oh,
whatever.
yeah. Natsu? Yeah, Natsu.
Natsu. Yeah, like, I get Natsu being like, and I totally get, like, like, his sister has this weird, like, everything will work out mentality, which is totally, like, an example of, like, what I'd assume is, like, an accurate representation of, like, someone who has that mental trauma stuff, trying to, like,
No.
figure it out. And then but, like, I like how Endeavor's, like, not this, like, "Why the fuck won't you forgive me?" He's like, I know I messed up, and I know I was terrible. I'm not seeking forgiveness. I'm seeking" whatever he said, "I'm seeking" I don't know.
Yeah, no, I totally atonement, that's what
Atone.
he
Yeah, he's
said,
just trying to atone, not
but
goodness.
no, I really like how they're handling it that 'cause it would be very easy to write that just, like, once he started trying to do this, that, like, they were a happy family again, but, like, they made it very clear that, like, these kids aren't gonna just be okay with this, and, like, how he said he's building or he's getting a new house for all the kids to live in and their mom, and he'll stay in their old house,
And live
which
by
I
himself.
yeah, which is super sad, but, like, it's great. Okay, so now we can I don't know, we can keep talking about any other tangents we think of, but, um, kind of getting more to the more recent chapters, it the fact that Dobby may have possibly just, like, messed up Mama Todoroki's recovery is, like, pretty messed up.
Oh, Dobby's a total pile. Okay, I gotta ask, how are they, like I just don't understand how they're able to, like what they're gonna do to be able to be like, "Yeah, like, he survived this huge fire that, like, burned at, like, the point where he's" you know, burned at the degree where, like, he would like, his skin definitely would have started melting and stuff, and maybe that's why he's so damaged, like, and why he got staples.
Yeah, I guess there is still some ambiguity there. I just kind of
What if
assumed he
it's not even
just
actually, like, what's his name? Togu? I don't know what his actual name is, bother me.
oh,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, Toya, yeah. I mean, I'm sure it's him. It is kind of weird that they, like, found a jawbone there, like, does that mean Dobby has an artificial jaw, or
Staples.
yeah,
Okay.
I don't know.
Do we wanna
He's
start talking about the chapter, or what do we wanna do now?
it's up to you. Yeah, we can, like, we can just
Let's
start scrolling
transition
through it.
to chapter 291 left us. Where'd that leave us? With absolute Oh, chapter 291 is
Was that the
Dobby
reveal of Best Jeanist coming back? Or
Dobby's backstory, and then, um,
okay, yeah, so we just got that.
Dobby came back in 290, right? And then Dobby's posting, like, twice his murder.
Yeah, I do like how, like, Dobby's just going
And
full ham on
well,
these
like
guys. Are you there?
yeah, he's definitely trying to, like, going ham. He's definitely trying to break people's trust, and, he's like, "Oh, people are" so you won't be able to hear him, but Galen's here. Everyone in the comments say
No,
hi to Galen.
we'll just cut out his existence, it's fine.
Oh, well, it's an audio file, so but anyways,
They don't know, they can't see him on the audio.
I know, but
If he doesn't make audio, they're not gonna know he's on the audio.
I just thought I'd let our listeners know he's here.
No, they don't need to know that.
Okay. Anyway, yeah, no, what we were talking about
So,
Dobby
yeah,
basically just trying to, like,
Dobby did
disestablish
his full
heroes, and then,
well,
he's
an
like
Endeavor specifically.
well, yeah, I mean, you, like I mean, what he does is he, like, he shows the video of Hawks that, killing twice, and is like, Hawks also killed Genus, another top hero, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
And is like, "Oh, yeah, and your number 1 hero is an abusive pee-pee butthole." And then is like, just trying to, like, absolutely shake shit up as much as he can. And, basically because, like, and it's perfect too because Best Genius has been, like, gone. And so people are like, "Where the fuck is Best Genius?" And then as he's in the middle of doing that, the absolute fashion icon, possibly, probably an absolute queen. That's the most PC way I knew how to say that. Best Genius comes in from the sky and proves Dobby wrong and becomes an absolute hero.
Yeah, what happened like, didn't we see Best Jeanist head in a duffel bag or something like that? Am I remembering that wrong?
I don't remember that, but I'm sure Hawks did something to prove, like, he, quote, unquote, "killed"
Yeah,
Best Genius. Because, like,
so
Best Genius was in hiding
Hawks.
because we saw that panel, like, there's 2 panels where, like, Hawks went and talked to Best Genius. It was like, "Just stay hidden. It's not your time."
Mm, mhm. Yeah, like I said, Hawks like the whole Deku, well, gentle showdown. I do have trouble, like, thinking about Hawks as, like, a character I like after he killed twice, who was, like, arguably the best member of the League of Villains in terms of, like, relate I don't know if relate, but ability to sympathize with, you know?
Yeah, no, I get it. Because Hawks,
Yeah.
twice had his own problem.
Not that Hawks wasn't justified, because like, he was right that if he didn't stop twice, that he was gonna go replicate a bunch more, like, he could replicate League of Villains people, he could just replicate himself, like,
Just
he could
absolutely cause havoc, bud.
he could, in theory, replicate Gigantomachia, like,
Oh, Gigantic How's does that not come up?
how did he never do he might have do like, they might have a bonus one somewhere, who knows?
What are
But,
your thoughts on Gigantic Machio?
I mean, he's just kinda he's not like a character, he's more of a tool.
Okay, maybe your
I
thoughts
don't
are
I
the
don't like the
power scaling
retcon
and hmm?
I was just gonna say I don't like the retconning that all Nomu came from Gigantomachia's, like, design, like, I think that's dumb, and it doesn't really make any sense.
Wait, that was something they said? I didn't remember that.
Yeah, the
That's so
doctor said
dumb.
something about, like, he was their first soldier, and then they modeled the Nomus off of him because
Oh,
he was the
that's
perfect soldier and they
dumb.
needed an army. Yeah, yeah, a lot of times the writing isn't the best, but,
Like the
okay,
traitor.
let's what?
Like the traitor.
Yeah, yeah, how he just, like, straight up admitted that he forgot about that for a while.
And people still think it's coming. It's like, no, it's not. Anyway, yeah, no, so thoughts on Best Jeanist absolutely popping down and saving the day.
I mean, it's cool. I don't know, and I don't have strong feelings about Best Jeanist,
He's
and I
Bakugo's
mean
figurative father.
he's also quickly overshadowed by a man a
Best
couple
boy.
pages later. Let's keep going. So we got
Well,
yeah,
Best
Best
Jeanist
Jeanist
was really
builds
their
up,
only opportunity to, like, stop Gigantic Machio. Like, no one else
a
could brought him down except for Best Jeanist, really.
and it seems like the stuff from
The sleeping.
the the drug stuff. Can we just talk about okay, for a second, another tangent. Momo kinda sucks.
Yeah,
Like, just as a character because that's yeah, you were gonna bring up power scaling. She has the most powerful quirk ever. Like,
she can make literally anything out of her
sh
stomach.
she could make a nuke, she could make l
Mm,
she's just ridiculously overpowered,
no, she can make melatonin.
and she's supposed to be insanely smart, but, like, they have to write her to be an idiot, or else she'd just beat everyone. Like, it's I mean, it's like the gun problem you face in, like, writing any kind of, like, superpowered thing is, like, why doesn't someone just try and shoot these people? But, like, at any moment, she could make a gun and kill, like, the majority of villains.
Yeah,
Like,
no, I mean, Shigaraki, she could just, like, basically just guillotine giant guillotine blade while he's not paying attention onto his hands or something like, something stupid.
no, yeah, for real. Like,
In theory, hold on, sorry, random side note, but, like, if, like, someone were to go up to Shigaraki and obviously, like, get the opportunity and cut off his hands, like they did with, like he did with
overhaul.
Overhaul, would he lose his, ability to use his, like, his that quirk?
At at least for the time being, I think in theory he could, like
He's
his
got
quirk could
regen.
grow and he could well, and yeah, it's a different thing now that his body's been
Shigaraki's just
altered a bunch.
insanely overpowered at this point.
Yeah.
And Deku just, like, beat the first off, Deku's probably never gonna be able to move his body again. I'm sure he forgot about that minor detail he mentioned in, like obviously when he's writing, like, 6 years ago at this point, right?
But, like, at the he, in theory, should have his arms amputated after this fight, yeah. I mean, it's a shonen, so that's not gonna happen, like, he's not gonna have serious bodily injury, he's gonna be okay, but or well, and okay, let's finish our chapter review and then go on to ramifications because we kinda gotta talk about what happens at the end of this chapter, so
Okay, yeah, obviously, next thing's up, Best Genius comes in and, like, his quirk takes 100%. In order to successfully, like, hold on to, you know, Mountain Boy, he's gotta have 100% concentration, so basically it becomes like, "Hey, make sure Best Genius doesn't get hit," right?
mhm,
Also,
and
I've
then
liked at certain panels, and I wonder if this will be something they draw on or if, like, I especially wanna see it animated, but it genuinely looks like Dobby is burning up as he does this fight. Like, I think this is Dobby's, like, stand, like, his last stand. Like, he just, like, wants to get her done.
it's that is really cool artwork there, I do like it, and he's flipping out, and then you got Shigaraki on the next page just hanging in there.
Yeah.
Um, but the big deal okay, we can fast forward a bit because this is just a bunch of people yelling. Let's just go to that last page because that's what everyone's here to see, right?
Good
You
boy.
got you got this
Lemillion.
little you got this little face popping out of the ground. I
I
love
hope
that
if you edit
panel
it, you
so much.
just have that panel pop up. There's
Po
the face cut out.
It's so good. It's so good, and then I mean, Lemillion is back, and he's got his quirk.
So, like, you gotta wonder, like, so obviously Eri was involved in him, getting his quirk back. And there's been like I was looking on Reddit and stuff, and people are like, "Oh yeah, you can see Ares' horn getting smaller, XX here, 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 and here." Right? But I gotta wonder, like, did Eri permanently fix her quirk? Or like did she just get enough for the one time to fix, just to recover our boy Mirio?
Yeah. I don't know, cause back to the Momo thing, like, you can't have Eri with her quirk fully functioning, or that just kinda breaks everything. Cause I mean, we can safely assume that she's gonna fix however Deku messed himself up in this battle. Cause
Oh no,
like
I think it'll be based off, she helped Lemillion because like, how important he is to her, right? And I think the same sort of thing will be with Deku. We'll see some random like surgence of her power, but I don't know if
Mhm.
she'd be able to help Hawks. Like, and I think that'd be an okay line. Just like she used everything
Oh,
she had
yeah.
to save
We we
Deku's
should
ability.
just for a sec, like, think about the casualties of this fight, cause like, so, what's his face? Old man's dead, right? Gran Torino's dead, I'm pretty sure.
Grantino's basically dead. As always, legs are fucked.
Who?
There's like I know you want like erasers. I know you want
Oh,
a time skip, but there's so much crap they need to like fix before they can do a time skip. Like there's so many like loose ends, not like loose points now.
I mean,
Because I gotta
there
imagine this fight's almost over, right? Like Lemellion's gonna come here and they're gonna defeat them, but not kill or beat or arrest most of the people. Shigaraki's probably gonna get away, and then I don't know. It'll be interesting to see.
so yeah, that's my problem with, like, I don't know what the future of My Hero is because it it honestly feels to me like I'm sure they're not, but it feels like things are starting to wrap up kind of because so many of the payoffs we've been waiting for are happening. We're getting like the big Deku versus Shigaraki fight. We got
Where
the
Deku absolutely smashed the hell out of.
yeah,
Well, and at the
Deku Deku's got most of his he unlocked Nana Shimura's quirk, which had been, like, talked about a little bit earlier, which that honestly,
well,
that felt stupid, like, I feel like there should have been more build up to that because it just kinda, like, 20
I don't know.
chapters ago was mentioned
I
and then
like
happened.
I like that. I like that moment of like, hey, I have to give it my freaking all right now. Rather than Mirio just popping in nowhere. Like I love Mirio's appearance because he's absolutely the best boy, right? He's like a golden retriever. You just can't hate him.
I mean, look at his face, look at that Poe face.
like like he's so dumb. Like there's that line, like right when like they're like it's in the couple I guess filler episodes you can say, but it's like a school festival is a festival that we takes place at the school. Like you're stupid, but like I don't know. One thought I had was maybe in order to keep I, I don't know how you feel about this, but in order to keep like Eri from being insanely overpowered, right? Just be like the drug that like um overhaul used, like they thought it was like, just be like it just didn't last. Like, it wasn't permanent.
I mean, that would, like, retroactively take a lot of stakes out of that battle, but
But like at the same time, if they have Eri, just give him like just not even 100 and something chapters later, like give him his chat like quirk back, like reverse it. Like I feel like regardless it takes like the stakes out. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah, I get what you mean. I don't know. That's the problem with I think a lot of these payoffs came too soon. The Dobby thing just kind of came out of nowhere. Like, I don't know.
No,
To
I would
me
have
that
liked it to be
it
Dobby
didn't
by
feel like
himself.
yeah, it didn't feel like right for that Dobby reveal to happen just in the middle. And now, yeah, we're going straight from that path. Well, so we basically went straight from the Deku getting Nana's quirk payoff, right into the Dobby payoff, right into this, or technically right into the best genus payoff, right into the Lumillion. Like no one's gonna
There's
care
no
that best
slowdown.
genus is a thing now that Lumillion's here. I don't, the pacing of it just seems really weird. But like what, there's not that much stuff more to resolve, like, in this, like, let's say, like you said, I'm guessing Shigaraki's just gonna get away, and they're gonna fight again in the future. But,
Yeah,
like, let's say Shigaraki got beat. You could, like, effectively, if you wanted to, end the series in, like, 10 chapters because most, like, yeah,
and he may,
we got the
honestly.
Lemillion thing, we got Deku have it getting the quirk of All Might's master. We got a bunch of character deaths. We got the Toya reveal. I mean, what's really left other than finding out how Deku becomes number one hero? Like, you could do a time skip and then 2 more chapters and be done with this series. I'm not saying that, like, you can't effectively keep the series going because you could totally, like, make more
Draw
arcs
it
and
out.
stuff. But on the other hand, like, the overhaul arc was really good, but it also had nothing to do with, like, Shigaraki or All for One or any of the, like, main driving points of the series. You
No,
know what
but
I
it
mean?
but I think at the same time, it showed, like, the stakes getting more serious.
Yeah, yeah,
Which also goes
working
back
more
to what
with
we said,
real
like,
heroes.
Mirio getting his quirk back like that, like, I don't know.
I
It'll be
feel like they
interesting.
should
I
have
think
put,
you're right. I give it, like, if he does it well, I give it, like, 20 chapters left.
but on the other hand, I mean, the show's still popular, the anime's still, like, getting good reviews and stuff. It
But
might
this
go on for a bunch more years. I don't know.
but it
I did some Googling because, like, some manga authors say, like, "Hey, I'm with the story I have planned out. I have this many years left." But I don't think this author works like that. I don't think he has much of a plan. I'm sure he knows where he wants to end up. Like, I'm sure he knows how he wants to end Deku and Bakugo and Shigaraki's stories, but, like, I don't think he has, like, a blueprint of how to get there.
honestly, I think we should start wrapping it up here soon, but, like, I think I wanna get the thought out there. I think this, like, the overall story of My Hero, like, is the battle between One for All and All for One, and I don't think that ends here, but I think over combined, the fight between Shigaraki and Deku, they'll have one final huge brawl, and I think it might be post time skip. I think after this attack, Shigaraki goes underground, and it's pretty uneventful for a few years, right?
See,
And we
but that's my other problem. How do you make that fight interesting when so much has happened in this fight? Like, how do you sell someone on the idea of another Shigaraki fight when you kind of can't imagine it being bigger scale or higher concept than this one?
I guess we'll find out Sunday. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I don't know. I hate to say it, but I'm not that optimistic about the direction this that My Hero's going.
No,
Like,
I don't know. I'm
I'm in
impartial.
I'm enjoying the chapters that are happening, but,
But, like,
like,
going back to what you said just before we get too sentimental, 'cause I don't wanna get, like, randomly bringing it back to, like, like, him like, the show being so popular. Like
mhm.
it's just a matter of how they produce episodes and draw it out. I won't spoil it because that's not what we wanna talk about here, but, like, Haiku, the point that it's at is, like, they're almost at the end of this one match, and they're probably gonna draw it out 2 more episodes to finish the season, right? Wait a year, right? Or a couple like 10 months to make the next season. But after that next they have one more match, and then there's another match, right? And then there's a curveball, but, like, with that curveball, there's not a ton after it, right? There's maybe, like, 30 chapters of manga to go based off of, but Haiku's, like, the best. Arguably, I think is one of the top ones in Japan right now because they have whole freaking cafes and shops dedicated to it, and, like, they had a live act hold up, first off, random tangent, they had a live action play of, like, a musical of Haiku. I don't know if you've ever seen it or heard of it, but if you're genuinely interested in a weird, totally Japanese like thing, look it up.
Yeah, it'll be and I don't fully understand how, like, popularity corresponds to how long a show is because, like we were talking about, Demon Slayer is enormous. It outsold One Piece last year, and it's over now. I think that one was an author's choice, but then I'm pretty sure Naruto and Bleach both, like, were fading in popularity and were basically canceled. I think at least Bleach was basically canceled, but
I think Naruto always stayed in that powerhouse seat because like it was like it did well in the States too. And a lot of things obviously don't make it to the States because of like stuff.
well, but I
So
think you don't like we American popularity has a pretty tiny role in, like, how things actually go in Japan. Like, nothing's
no,
ever,
we have
like,
no role what
gotten
goes
a
on in
second
Japan.
series. Like, nothing's ever gotten a second season because it got big in Japan. Because like, most
No, because
of
Japan still like base their stuff off Blu-ray sales and stuff. It's freaking whack.
Blu-ray sale and a lot of it is the manga sales because it's a whole weird thing because, like, Japanese people, like, buy the weekly Shonen Jump, but then what determines the popularity isn't, like, how things pull in Shonen Jump, it's when they're then republished into the individual, like, volumes of the series, the tankobons, like we
Yeah,
buy at
yeah.
Barnes& and Noble. Like, that's what
That's what
decides
determines.
it.
Okay, well, on that note, we'll leave that there. Thoughts for chat predictions for we'll do the quick predictions for 293 and we'll wrap it up for today because we had a nice long talk and I don't want to leave it. I don't want to cover everything because I want to still have stuff to talk about for chapter 293 on Sunday.
That's a good way to put I mean, yeah,
Predictions?
this one was always gonna be extra big because it's, like, our introduction to doing this format, and, like, we had to
Mhm.
kind of talk about where we are with the series, but, yeah, we definitely want to leave some things for more. I'm guessing next week is mostly, or at least, like, half or a quarter, just flashback and revealing how Lemillion got his quirk back.
No, I agree. Like, and I think there might be some like interaction between Deku and Mirio, and mainly it'll be Mirio getting his quirk back and how he got to the battle. And
Yeah,
I
and
think we
then
might see
probably
some clash between Dabi and Chodo.
yeah, and then probably a big showcase of Lemillion's quirk. Like, he'll probably go ham on our boy Shigaraki for a little bit, but something I'm sure he'll get sidetracked somehow because, like, it's not gonna be him who ends this fight. It's gotta be Deku.
No, yeah, I agree. All right. Thank you for tuning in for our first episode of the lads know how to learn to read. Um,
The lads
I
can read. We gotta
oh,
be on brand for this. This episode might actually get clicks.
I don't know. I just want to thank you guys for listening. Had a fun time. It's really Lucas and I really enjoy talking about these kind of things. It's fun with us.
Yeah, yeah.
And
We're hoping this is well received. I mean, if you guys are interested in other weekly manga things or, like, retrospectives on arcs of manga or that kind of thing, it's break and all we have a lot of free time to read manga and talk about it, so we're more than up for it.
all right, this has been Connor
I'm Lucas.
and Galen's here, and now we're going to tell our creepy recording bot to leave. Tune in next
Yeah.
time. Probably, ideally, we'll get this up. This will be up depending when you're watching this. Ideally, we'll have chapter 293 up in time to either that day or the following 2 days. So look out for that on the Lads Review.
See ya.
Bye.